Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining us for this quarter's training webinar. We have a Q&A available in the chat, but go ahead and send a message there if you're just excited to be here and see what we got coming up. I know Aubrey, Bobby, and I are really excited, so we're going to get right into it, and I'll give it to Bobby. I'll give it to Aubrey.
Thanks, Cami. Hi, everyone. Yes, we're very excited to talk to you all. So just to give you a quick agenda of what we're going to talk about today, we're going to introduce ourselves in case you're not familiar with us and haven't met us before, tell you about what we do. Then we're going to get on to some of the things that are new in our app and in our portal. We're going to give you a sneak peek into what's going to be coming soon. And of course, a Q&A, but please don't think you have to wait till the end to ask us any questions. The chat is there for just that, for you to talk to us. So with that, let's introduce ourselves a little bit more formally, shall we? Or as formally as we can. So hi, I'm Aubrey Hadney. If we have not met before or interacted, I am the implementation coordinator. Just means I help our customers, whether you're a new customer, existing customer, someone who's trying our software out, one of our interns. I'm going to be here to help you along with everyone else's face that you see here to understand our software, to understand any issues you might be having, and work with our teams to make sure we get some enhancements for you too. And with that, I want to introduce Bobby.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you for taking your time to join us on this quarterly training. I am Bobby Thomas, Customer Experience Representative here at OnStation. I help in leading the support team, troubleshooting any issues you guys may experience while in the field, also answering any questions you may have, expanding our knowledge base. And a lot of you might not even know exactly what the knowledge base is now, but hopefully in the near future that will change. And we'll give you more details on that soon. I do all this alongside Aubrey, who you guys have already had the opportunity to meet, possibly speak with. I've only been here a couple months, so I'm somewhat the rookie on the team, but I've already had the opportunity to meet some of you guys virtually. And I look forward to meeting more of you guys in the future and taking all your feedback and combining it with our efforts to make, hopefully, OnStation one of the go-to tools in your tool belt. So that's enough about me for now. Cami, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Yeah, hi everybody. I'm Cami DeRocco. I'm marketing coordinator here at OnStation. So every time you respond in the chat today, I will be there responding. And if you ever connect with us on our social medias like LinkedIn, Instagram, YouTube, any of those, I'm always the one responding back to you there. So keep it up. Shameless plug to follow our social media so that I can keep talking to you all. But I'm the face behind that.
Absolutely. And she's fun to talk to and answers your questions and comments quickly too. So we're going to kick it off just a little bit more personal about us. So last time we talked about food, which I can always talk about, but we want to talk about it's the beginning of the spring, summer, coming into summer season soon. I know not yet, but bucket list vacation items. If money was no object, where would you travel? Where would you go? We were talking about this, and I have a lot of places that I want to go, but one in particular, I want to go over to Ecuador and specifically the Galapagos Islands. I want to go to Machu Picchu. I want to hang with the turtles. That is just like a dream bucket list vacation for me. We're going to ask the others here too, but I want you guys to share in the chat. How about you, Bobby? What's your bucket list vacation?
Well, first off, like you said, if money was not an issue, I plan on going everywhere in 1 year if I could. But I'm going to cheat a little bit and give two locations, a short term and a long term. And long term being Japan. I've always wanted to go there. Like I told you guys earlier, I want to ride through the streets of Japan in a Mario golf cart. So that's a goal of mine. And then also, short term, I want to do Australia. I've always wanted to run into a kangaroo. Not too close. I don't have any goals of getting kicked by one. And then I also want to meet some koalas and just experience that beach life. So those are my two goals, long term and short term. How about you, Cami?
My answer kind of changed last week when I heard that there was Mario Kart racing in Japan. So it might be Japan, but as of before that, it was Iceland to go salmon fishing so I can enjoy smoked salmon for days on end. Yeah. Let
Yeah.
us know in the chat. We have somebody that said that they want to go to Turks. Who else wants to go
Ooh,
there?
Yes.
I love
Yes.
to go to Turks. The Maldives, good option, good choice.
Oh yeah. And I want
Oh
to hug
yeah.
a quokka over in Australia. If you guys have never seen a quokka, I might be saying that wrong. I think quokka, but they're these cute little animals. They don't like literally look like they're smiling. Um, I know, weird. I want to hug an animal. All
Oh,
right.
we have New Zealand and Ireland.
Yes.
Nice. Good choices here.
Absolutely. All right. So while everyone's sharing their bucket list items, we just wanted to make sure if you haven't done so already, downloaded the OnStation app. If you're already a current user and you're like, Aubrey, I already have the app, make sure you're in the current version. So you can go to the Google Play Store. You can go to the Apple iOS, App Store. And the current version as of the moment that I'm speaking is 4.0.50. If you are following along and you want to access us on the web, you can do that. You can access our website via app, that's Apple, like app.onstationapp.com. So app.onstationapp using the most current version, which is 4.0.50. And with that, so this way you can see all the fun things we're talking about in app real time. And Bobby's going to kick it off with some of the new features.
Let's do it. So, okay, so we're going to kick things off with some in-app setting enhancements. And first on the docket is in-app updates. Might be acting a little wonky, and a lot of the times the quick fix for those issues was simply you just needed an update. So now we're hitting the easy button just a little bit and eliminating some of those steps. Now you can check to see if there is an update available, and if there is an update available, you're able to just go straight from your app into your respective this along with me so you can update it as well. And all you have to do is navigate to your settings page, which can be done from your project map screen or the project list screen. From your project map screen, all you have to do is hit that little hamburger icon, as we call it. It's the three little lines. Just tap that. It'll take you directly to your settings screen. Available, it'll say update available. If none, it'll just say there is no update available. Tap that update option that's highlighted in green. And then if you're an Apple user, it'll take you to the Apple store. If you're an Android user, it'll take you directly to the Google Play Store. And once you do that, update it from your store, your screen, you'll see the version that you just updated to. So you can double check that now to see which version you're on, and after you do it, just to confirm that you have indeed updated everything. And this is just something that makes things a lot more accessible and easy for you guys to do, so you don't have to go through all those steps. Just something else that should be extremely beneficial to you guys. And moving on to the next topic will be battery saver mode. So, and I do have to say upfront, be transparent. This one is only for Android users for now. And as an Android user, I have to, it feels good to have bragging rights for once, but I promise iPhone users, but Android users, let me talk to you for a second. We understand that your phone is a vital tool while you're on site, whether you're on station all day, calling crew members or ordering McDonald's. We're not judging. You need it to last all throughout the day. So we're kind of, again, hitting the easy button for you guys. And when this feature is turned on, battery use and apps, when you're in the settings menu, I will tell you that it will look a little bit different. It'll still be in the battery storage or the battery settings section. But if you're on the latest version 4.0.50, it'll actually say manage battery save page. Once you tap either of those options, it'll actually take you to a list of all your apps that are currently not optimized. And all you have to do is scroll that list until you find OnStation, and you even have the option in the top right hand corner, as you see on the screen here, to tap that little magnifying glass and just search. And the next step, you've already turned it on. You really don't even have to do anything else. But just to confirm, you can go up to the top of the screen where you saw apps not optimized and select the all option. And that'll take you to the list of all your apps that are currently updated or have the battery optimization turned on. So all you do, go to your settings menu, and if you happen to see on the screen here that it's kind of grayed out or it looks like it's still grayed out, all you have to do is minimize that menu, open it back up, and it should be toggled on and highlighted green. So that is battery saving mode. Hopefully that benefits you guys a lot, especially in the field. We know that it's important to have your phone right, and this goes for all of our features. Any feedback you have, give it to us. We take it in waves. We appreciate it. So thank you for that. And moving on from battery saver mode, this is something, again, we have for Android users and iPhone users, is GPS cleanup.
Bobby, we had some people battling with you in the chat saying that.
I'll jump in. I have my iPhone. In this case, iOS doesn't make that available for us to save battery, so Android is a little bit more open in this, that we could do this for you. So this isn't we're favoring Android versus iOS, although we might have our differences too. I have my iPhone, I get you, but it's not available in the iOS to save battery mode. So
hey, it's okay. Android all day. I'm gonna stick by it, but I still love you iPhone users. No judgment on my end, at least not much.
I'll battle for you.
All right, and like I said, now moving on to GPS cleanup. Sometimes there can be external factors that may cause GPS accuracy to act a little crazy, like weather interference or just being in a limited cell service area. So if you ever find yourself in a situation where accuracy seems like it's a little bit off, we wanted to empower you and give you guys a tool to kind of correct the issue. So if you don't have time to give us a call over the phone or give us or fill out the support form, to submit that, you are always welcome to call us, obviously, because we don't mind talking to you guys. But this is just a nice option to have. So to reset your GPS, orientation section, tap Reset GPS. Once you do so, there'll be a prompt letting you know that it is indeed resetting. It'll take a couple seconds, and once it finishes that process, it'll actually give you another prompt letting you know that the process is complete. So all you have to do after that is simply go back to your project map screen to reactivate your GPS. And a lot of you guys are already somewhat similar with this icon. That will snap you to the exact location you are standing on the project. All of you, and some of you may not even be on the project. You may be offsite, and that'll snap you and show. Don't be alarmed if it shows you that you're standing in your house. That's how it's supposed to work. So all you do after that, your GPS has officially been turned on. It's been reset. And if you want to center yourself on the project again, just hit that little circle with the plus symbol in it right below the arrowhead, and that'll center you right back to the project. And that's essentially how you reset your GPS and reactivate your GPS when you're on the project map. So that's it as far as it comes to GPS cleanup. I hope that's something, again, that is beneficial to you guys. And with that being said, that's a wrap.
I wanted to hop in really quick too. We had a question about the knowledge base articles. So I sent a link in the chat on the knowledge base articles that we do have for the app settings, but let us know what you want to see in that knowledge base, what articles that we could post that could help you. We're building that up right now. Bobby's doing a really great job specifically with that. So just let us know in the chat if you don't see something there that you'd like a little bit more training on.
Perfect. And I will add that all these things that we just went over, there's already an article for all of those. So whenever you want to access those, if you ever find yourself forgetting steps or there's confusion, like I said, you can always give us a call if you need it, but those are there at your disposal if you want to give them a look and kind of walk yourself through it as well. And they all should have video tutorials as well pretty soon, walking you through the process.
Yeah. And just hopefully you're seeing in the chat, obviously, because Cammie's posting everything because she's great like that. But just to plug, our knowledge base is available at help.onstationapp.com. So much like the website's available at app.onstationapp.com, help.onstationapp.com. And from those settings menu, like that gear wheel, you can also go to our knowledge base as well. So we try to make it as easy as possible to jump to those. All right, so we're going to talk a little bit about some other updates in there. Thanks for allowing the selfish plug. Let's talk about offline mode. While this is not new, we didn't get a chance to talk about it last time. We just ran out of time. So offline mode, you need to enable each project that you want to take offline ahead of time. You're going to do this in the project settings. So you're going to want to open the project of desire, and you're going to want to go to that hamburger menu. Those are those three lines in the top right corner. We call them the hamburger menu. You go to that hamburger menu and you go to the project settings, and you're going to want to toggle the off to give you a percentage of download. You can do this even if you don't think you're going to be losing connection on site. We advise to just go ahead and proactively do this to make it so that if you were to lose connectivity, you have that option of going in offline mode. So before you even go on site, open up your project, hit that make available offline, wait a little bit. Again, in this particular case, you see it almost complete. It's about 86%. It's going to tell me now it's available offline. Great. What do you have to do, Aubrey, to now what do I do? Nothing. That's the best part. So now we're going to simulate. All right, let's say you're offsite and you lose connection. In this case, we're going to put the phone in offline mode. We're going to disable our wireless and have already prepped for offline mode. So the ones that you haven't, you will not be project in a read-only mode until you restore connection. So you'll see any flags, you'll see the map, you'll be able to, again, it is a read-only mode, but you'll be able to see everything that was on that project. That will sense that you are back online. You may have to close out of the project and back in. You don't have to turn anything on and say, hey, OnStation app, I'm in offline mode now. I want to do this. We try to make it intuitive enough so that the app senses there is no connectivity, finds the projects that you have already enabled to be available offline and make it so. And then when connection is restored, bringing that back to the edit mode so that you can interact with those projects again. We have been asked, and in case you're wondering, we are looking to enhance. This is just the first generation of offline mode. So stay tuned for more updates. Right now, it is a read-only version when you're offline, and then comes back to an edit mode when you're back online. So hopefully you're excited about that and more enhancements to come. Let's talk a little bit.
Aubrey,
Tammy, do we have a question?
I'm going to pop in. We had a question. What features can you use in offline mode?
Oh, great question. So you should be able to see your flags. You should be able to see the different layers on the map and alignments. Right now, we do not have forms available coming soon in offline mode. And again, it is a read only. So you should be able to see the flags, and that includes in the flags the chats and the photos and the details of the flags, not the forms at this time. And the different layers that have been applied to that map. Sorry. Any other questions that I'm on that mode?
No more questions. I think we're good.
Awesome. Thank you for the questions. All right, let's talk about locking alignments and routes. We're going to start with alignment. So while the ability to lock on an alignment is not new, and some of you might be saying, I've been doing this for a while. Great, but we've enhanced it. So prior, when you were locking the alignments, we got some feedback from you guys that changing the lock from that green unlock to green lock was not really visible. Unlock to a gold lock, so it's a little bit more emphasis on the lock syllable to tell you what alignment you're locking on. For those who aren't aware of this feature, let me just take a step back and say, in the case that you're working on a project that has multiple alignments and they're very close together, if you're not locked on that alignment, it's kind of to simply click to lock, or you can open up the alignment to say and jump to a station location to lock it. The thing that changed, that has always been available, but the thing that changed was the icon showing and a little bit more emphasis of that gold color to kind of just highlight, yes, you are in a locked mode. So here you can see me jumping to a particular alignment, and that the lock icon that used to just be from an unlocked green to a locked, a lot but what we did add is the ability to lock on routes. So we're going to show that as well. So much like you can jump to a particular alignment, you can jump to a particular route and mile marker. So in this case, maybe you're working some eastbound and westbound lanes, and you want to make sure that you're staying on the eastbound lane. You can jump, or the westbound. You can make sure that you jump using that mile green unlock to gold to lock to show that you're going to stay on that particular route versus alignment. So when you're working on those different, going along the west or eastbound to maybe patch to do different things, and it's really close together to the opposite bound lane, you can make sure that you lock on that particular route. And again, hope this helps. Again, just keep you on that route as you're navigating, keep you on the proper mile marker. Caveat being, again, the mile marker information has to be available for that project for this feature to be available. If you're seeing a project where you're not seeing that information, reach out to us so we can talk about that. Perhaps you have that information and can send it to us so we can update the project. But this is dependent, both of these features, on the mile marker and route and station information being available. Cammie, do we have some questions?
Thanks so much, Aubrey. We just have more comments that the lock symbol looks great. We agree. Thanks to our dev team. But going back to the offline mode, are you able to drop flags in that mode?
You are not at present time. It is a read-only mode, so you can't interact and drop more, but we have heard that feedback of, and keep the feedback coming, by the way, of what people would like to do in offline and sync it. So that is not something we have right now, but we do plan on not sitting on our laurels and enhancing the offline mode feature. So keep things like that coming to us so we know what you want to see in offline. But no, right now you cannot drop a new flag, hopefully coming soon.
Thank you.
Nice.
Thank you, guys. All right, so we talked about locking. Bobby, can you talk to us about some enhancements with the flags and forms?
Absolutely. So something else that is new, and we know you all love, because a lot of you actually asked for this, is filtering flags by date. Many of you asked for this, and finally a reality. I'll also real quick take the time to thank you all for your feedback, as we've done multiple times, but we really do appreciate it, because it made this a possibility, and it just overall makes us better as a platform. So whether you're someone who just uses the app on site, or someone who is a part of our beta program and test these features before they are released to the public, you all provide important information that makes us better. So we appreciate you for that. Now, to show off the goods, so to speak, in order to take advantage of the feature, all you have to do is tap the flags at the bottom of the screen, right below your station finder. This will bring up the list of all your flags dropped on a project, which can be a lot to sort through, we know. So this feature can definitely save you a lot of time when you're trying to sort through those flags. And all you have to do is go ahead and tap that filter tab right next to the flags tab, and select the dates that you want to filter by. This can be either just today's date. It can be all of last week that you want to filter by. It could be all of January. It's completely up to you as far as what you want to filter by. And once you do that, all you have to do is minimize that map, go back to your flags list, and you'll see that the only flag in that list is the one you just filtered to. And vice versa. We'll also say that once you minimize this list and just take a look at your map itself, you'll see that there's only that flag on the map that is visible. You can zoom out, see that none of the other flags are visible. And this is just a great filter to filter through everything, so you don't have to sort through all your data at once, and just extremely helpful. So that is filtering by dates. And we also have another feature regarding all of these flags. Go ahead, Cammie, what you got?
Could we just take a step back really quick and explain exactly what a flag is and the purpose of a flag in the app?
Yes. So when you take those flags, where essentially it's for the activity that's being done on a project, and you're attaching information to it, whether it be this is where a material dump needs to be, this is where I did some work. It's basically a station that you're marking for work that's been done or is being done. So that's extremely important in you guys' line of work, as you already know, and being able to mark all those stations throughout a project and during a project. Especially when these projects last for months on end and very long times, being able to document all that information as you work through it is extremely important. So that's essentially what a flag is, and the fact that there will be a lot dropped in filtering with this date range is a big deal. Aubrey, anything you wanted to add to that?
Yeah, no, just I think you covered most of it, but noting, hey, for those of you who care more about, the mile marker or the LRS or lat long, you can notice in the location, every point of reference of location that we have is available. So when you're dropping those flags, whether you are more concerned with station, mile marker, lat long, LRS, or a combination of it, we are going to track on that flag in the details every point of location that we know about. And I say that we know about because, again, this is dependent on the project that was given to us. Do we have that mile marker information? Do we have the LRS information from the state, et cetera? But for whatever we know at that point that you're dropping that flag and doing that work, we will note that location detail. So again, just kind of adding to that in the flag details, you will see the flag is meant to represent work that's happening at a particular location, and we will note all the location details that we know and all the different reference points.
Exactly. And those exact flags can always be customizable by you, your organization. We have different icons that you can use. So, depending on what you want to apply a specific color, a specific flag to, you can coordinate that with your team. So, you're all on the same page regarding marking specific work that's being done on a project. Okay, perfect.
Great.
So, go
Thanks,
ahead, Cam.
guys. I was just going to say thanks.
Cool. Thank you. Cool. So let's move on to being able to view the last modified user or the date that a flag was updated on. You'll see, we'll start on this page. And you notice I just changed the name to Rice Krispie Treats. I was a little bit hungry thinking it's making me hungry now. And also you have the ability to change the icon and update the flag as well. I believe here I ended up picking the color that most resembled the Krispy Treat wrapper. So got that pretty close, but in that list of details, it shows you when it was updated, who was updated by, but you notice that who it was created by stays the same. So that stays the same, but everything else below that will adjust. And I brought up the map just to show you when you want to adjust these flags and update them, you can select them from the map as well. Just tap them and it'll bring up that said flag, and you can also update it again. Again, with the theme of snacks, this one had the luxury of being called and brownies. And I think I end up going into this trying to change the icon. We do not have any brownies as icons, so we'll work on that in the future. But yes, light bulb, that'll work. And then you see updated by B. Thomas, my email address, when I updated it, and all that information is right there for you. And this can be extremely beneficial when flags are being consistently updated and you don't necessarily have time or want to go to your team to ask, hey, who exactly updated this? Why was it updated? It's all in the flag information. And you can get it directly from either your flags list or the map itself. Just tap it and have those details at your fingertips. So yeah, that's everything as far as viewing a flag and when it was updated and who it was updated by. Something that I think will be extremely, again, beneficial to you guys in the field.
Thanks, Bobby. I hope so as well. We're going to talk about another enhancement that came from your feedback. So a new way to view plans. So we've always had plans in the lower right-hand corner where you could tap on that to view them and view the PDF documents, again, dependent on what you've sent us for that project. But we got some feedback that viewing those PDF plans in our app previously was not so wonderful. We heard you. And, whether you were an iPhone user or an Android user, they would open up previously in your native browser to view that PDF. And while we couldn't always control that experience, we wanted to help with that experience. And so our awesome dev team created our own PDF viewer here, which helps, again, bring back that ability to jump to certain pages, go to the page number, jump to that you guys seem to, some of your feedback has been well received. You can still scroll, you can still enlarge, but again, we're no longer opening it in that native browser that was causing you guys some headaches. So we hope that you find this custom PDF reader and the new way to view plans a lot better and more intuitive for your experience. If you're not, or if you just have other ideas and new enhance, like Bobby said before, this feedback is invaluable that comes from you guys. So we just want to keep it coming. But again, plan's still there. All the data that you sent us before is still there. Just hopefully a better interface to click on the pages and jump and navigate through the PDF page. And we hope that you like that a lot. All right, so we're going to ask a question next of you guys. We want you to keep your questions coming. But so is there a particular app feature that you want us to elaborate on? It can be something we already covered, but you want us to go back to in more detail, or maybe something else that we haven't even touched on yet. Please let us know in the chat if we're going to keep going on with some of our topics we had planned, but if we have time, we're going to go back and elaborate on whatever feature that you want us to talk more about. All right, so with that, let's jump over to our portal. So if you haven't ever accessed our portal before, or you want to take a moment to do so, our portal is available via portal.onstationapp.com. You'll notice that onstationapp.com is at the end of most things. So you're going to go to help.onstationapp.com, portal.onstationapp.com. Hopefully you get the gist. You can also go to our website, our main website. And if you see in the upper right-hand corner, there's a login button. That's going to take you to our portal as well. So we do have a new design for our portal that we're going to talk through a little bit. So I just want to give everyone a moment to get there. Again, portal.onstationapp.com. You're going to use the same login information that you do for the app to log in. What you see when you log in may vary based on the organization you're with and your particular permissions, but we'll talk about that. So what I'm seeing, it will be representative of somebody who is listed as a manager in your organization. So if some of the menus you don't see, don't fret. If you think you should see them, we can talk in the chat or offline and review your permissions accordingly. With that, let's talk about some of the layout changes that we have for the portal. All right, so you hopefully have noticed, if you're a longtime user, that we moved the navigation bar from the top horizontal to the left vertical, but all of the menu options are still present. You still can do everything that you needed to do before. But we just kind of moved them and it allowed for a little bit more real estate to be able to do what you're doing. So you'll still see the team option when you first log in the top option and be able to evaluate your team members. Here, jumping ahead, it allows on the bottom to go to the help menu, that help.onstationapp.com that we talked about. This is our knowledge base. So again, from our app and from our portal, we try to give you quick tools to be able to go to our articles, like that battery saving mode that Bobby was talking about earlier. But again, within the app, within the portal, you have the ability still to add to your license packages by clicking on that Buy License button in the top corner. It'll allow you to add additional licenses to your package should you want to. If you want to click on your own name in the upper left-hand corner, that's how you edit your own user profile. You can do it in the app as well, but if you needed to make a change to your title or there was a typo, you can go ahead and click on the left on your name, and that's how you're going to see your own user to go ahead and edit that. You can save your changes. Again, that changed a little bit because before you had to search for your own name. Now you just click on your name and you can edit that. Again, we have a new feature where you can collapse that title bar, that little, to give you more real estate. So I don't know about you, but I like my mega desk. I like all my windows. So you can collapse that bar in the top left-hand corner. Still gives you access to all those menus, but it just gives you a little bit more real estate to navigate through. For those who have access, you'll be able to see the managers in your organization. These are the ones that should be able to see all the menus that you're seeing before you. So it allows you both to, before we had separate menus for team and manager, just combine it to one. Any projects that are associated, you still have that. We're going to get into project submissions in a little bit. So don't worry, we're going to get into that in more detail. But the project submission page is here. You can still create groups for your user accounts. The tags are still there. And we're going to go into event logs in a little bit in just a second here, but this is where you could see the activity that's been happening for your organization. Again, the help to get you to the knowledge base is there in the portal, just over to the bottom left-hand side. We do have articles on our portal as well as our app. So know that we're building that up as we go, but there are articles on both app functionality and knowledge base. You can launch the app from the portal. So that app.onstationapp.com, you can get to that from the portal. So if you wanted to quick go to the app, you can do that. And of course, we have the logout button and the version showing what version of the portal is there. So, all right, let's talk a little bit more about the event viewer. We're going to go to the next item. Second. There we go. So in the event viewer, it defaults to, or the event logs, I'm sorry, it defaults to the current day to show you the activity, but you can change that date range and or scope being the users that you're looking at. Whenever you change those dates or scope, you're going to want to click apply filter so that I can rerun the event log for that particular event. You will notice here that all of the columns are sortable as they are throughout our portal. And if you click next to the particular event, you're going to get a little bit more detail about that specific event activity and what occurred. So for all of my audit-centric people out there, people that like the data, just wanted to kind of show you some, as we're building enhancements into the event logs, some additional things that you can do here. I'll pause because I feel like I just ran through a lot there. Do we have any questions, Cami?
No questions, but I want to hop in and say, make sure you stay connected in the chat. If you are connected in the chat and stay until the end, we'll have a survey. You have an opportunity to win some free swag. So stay tuned for some free swag and keep in here. So.
Yeah. Cool. Awesome. All right. So let's talk a little bit about those project submissions. All right, guys. So this about a month and a half ago, I can't remember the exact date, but within the past month or so, we did launch the new way for project submissions. But before we talk about the new way, I want to talk about the old way. And again, thank you all for your feedback. Our previous process to submit projects was through our website. Some of you voiced that, when you had larger files, you had to go to one location versus the smaller files, that was a little cumbersome. Also, when you were submitting multiple projects and or multiple files, it wasn't always intuitive. Well, this has been redesigned through our development team and working with our engineers and our coordinator. Shout out to Lindsay and Brennan for all their hard work on this behind the scenes, even though you're not here. Woo, this is so awesome. So I'm so happy to represent and talk about this. But our project submissions has moved to our portal. So we're gonna go through this and an example of submitting a new project and a revision. But again, just thank you for all the feedback and thank you for those behind the scenes that are not talking about this that really made this happen. All right. So in the project submissions, when you go to the portal, we're going to click on submitting a new project and walk through what that looks like. So if you have a brand new project, something that isn't in OnStation, and you want to submit it, you're going to go ahead and click on that submit new project. And you're going to see the first screen that pops up. This is all the information we were asking from you before on the website in a condensed, nicer format here in the portal. Again, we understand you're not going to have every bit of information. Give us the information you know. The ones that have asterisks are required. So we do need to know the state. We do need to know, the contract and project number. Understood. You might not have an alternate project name. You may not know the letting date, project start date, or estimated completion. Again, give us what you know, with the minimum requirements being the items that are in the asterisk. We also, again, you see me filling out this particular form here, but again, what we do require is the contract or project number, the state, and we hope you know the coordinate system. But give us as much information If there's something you want to tell us about this project that isn't quite fitting those categories, that's where the additional comments and notes come in handy. So maybe you have an expedited request, something's coming up soon, or something that just is easier explained on this notes. That's where you can put that. When you've added all those items, you're going to hit create, and now you're going to give us your files. So here, again, we understand that you might not have files for every single category that we ask for. Some of the categories being alignment, stationing files that you see here. We'll also request the PDF plan sets, project layers, and work items. For whatever files that you have, as many as you have, you're going to upload them to the particular category. We do, note that we have particular file formats, that we prefer. So like for the stationing, preferring the XML, Landon XML or ALG. If you don't have it in that file format, yes, we will still accept it. We just talk about the preferred file formats. But again, we allow you to upload as many files. Doesn't matter the size, guys. You don't have to go to a different location now. All file sizes and all file types are accepted via this new mechanism to portal. So hopefully I'm getting some yays because I know that was a big yay for us. And since we're already seeing a lot of your submissions come through, hopefully that has been well received as well. But again, just kind of walking through, give us the files for the categories that you have. It will not stop because you don't have plan sets or alignments. It'll just prompt you for the files that you want to upload. In this case, I am uploading some for each category. When you do pick those files, you want to make sure you click upload and actually see those there, but you can see the actual count. So it's kind of giving you a nice visual indicator of the files that are about to come up. Before we didn't have that. So again, hearing your feedback and hopefully making this a better experience. When you have all those files upload and everything is saved, you're going to want to go ahead and click submit. When you click submit, it's going to give you a pop-up that says, hey, are you sure you want to submit your projects? Once you submit, you won't be able to modify. When you're ready, go ahead and do that. But if you do have other people that you want to notify about that, know that you can still make that change after submission or while submitting. You can go to you can notify everyone in your organization if you want. You can notify specific users or specific user groups, if I can say it. You can notify a combination, but if you want to notify anyone outside of you yourself who is submitting this, you're going to want to add those people to the notifications. And that's submitting a new project. But wait, Aubrey, what if I have a revision of a project? What if I just want to send more files? Later I find out I have a change order and I want to submit an update to my plans. You can do that. And let's go through that particular option as well. So submitting an update to a project. Just one sec and we'll get that started. Let's submit. Okay, so here in this case, we're going to submit an update. Let's give it 1 second. And in this case, the submitting the update, sorry, had a little bit of a lag there. The submitting an update, it's not going to ask you for that first screen on the project details. It's just going to ask you for the additional files, i.e. changes that have occurred that you want to change within that project. So the first thing you're going to do is search for the project. Which project is it that you want to update? When it gets there, it's going to say, okay, what changed? What do you want to add? Not necessarily a change, but could be an addition. So in this case, just add the particular files that represent the change. In this case, I'm doing some work items that I want to add, some PLIs. So I'm going to, again, get that same prompt of saving. And you'll notice here now it says update on that particular row. So that's just showing I've submitted an updated project and a new project. Those are just the two differences, but they still have the same statuses as they go through their involvement in the project submission process. You still have the ability to notify others. Just one is creating an update to an existing project, whereas the other is submitting a brand new. But both of these are now in our portal. We're still asking for the same information that we were before, but just in a easier way to see it. And you now have a dashboard to be able to see the status of your project. So gone are the days of you having to ask us, though, again, you can always reach out and ask us for information or, hey, I see this project's in such and such status. Can I get some help? Of course you can, but we heard your feedback of wanting to see this dashboard and this portal. So again, just seeing that for your organization is great. You do not have to be a manager to submit a project. So that is another thing. Anyone on your organization can submit the project, and you can see the statuses of those projects as well. So again, just showing you some new interactions with the project submissions that have been enhanced in our portal.
Awesome.
All right, if there are no questions with that, dramatic pause. Pause. All right, we'll go. Bobby's got some other new things in our portal.
Cool. So let's jump into it. So, expanding upon some more enhancements within the portal. Hopefully, you see what I did there. We're giving you the ability to expand the map and project details section a little larger to view. And something that's such a subtle change, but it'll make a big difference for you guys. And it's not necessarily an easy change. So, shout out to our dev team once again for making this happen. But as you see on your screen, there's a lot of information to intake when you're viewing some of these projects, and not all of us have 20/20 vision anymore. So whether you want to extend the map just to take up the entire screen, or you want to make the detail section a little bit bigger to cycle through all your drop flags, material dumps, form summary, this helps to make all of your information just that much more accessible, and makes the process of actually navigating all your project data more pleasurable. So we hope this is something that also lends to your experience within the OnStation portal. But also, as you saw, we were cycling through a little bit. You can change the project or the map layers as well, to your liking, whether it's just preference or it's something that you just want to change while you're working on. You have different options such as the imagery overlay, you have the imagery hybrid, you have topographic options, street, night view, all that as we cycle it through it here. And you can actually see the different options on screen. Just something we want to make an experience that's completely customizable for you guys and enjoyable. So hopefully all these subtle changes, but not easy changes, make a difference for you guys. And again, this is the aftermath of all your feedback that you've given us using the app and the portal. Cool. And then that's it regarding the expanding the map and the list. Aubrey, you'll take over flags and forms.
Yeah, so we also have a new ability to interact with those flags within the map itself. So you'll notice when you first go into the dropped flags menu that there's an option to view flag on click. Now that you see it's kind of in the middle of the screen, it'll go back here and again in a second, but there's an option right there. There it is, view flag on click. So by default, this is turned on and you can view the summary, or if you turn that off, you'll notice it's now interacting with the list below. So why this is helpful for those of you that only want to download or export some flags, sometimes you want to interact with the map itself versus the data. And it's just easier to see, hey, I want these particular flags in this location. You can toggle that view flag on click option off, and it'll start to highlight the rows below to more easily identify and prep the data that you want for export. Now, you still have the ability to export it to a GeoJSON or XML file. And again, this is with the view flag on click, by the way, turned on. You can still view that summary if you want, but if you turn that option off, what it's doing is allowing you to interact with the map. So you have the ability to either, hey, maybe I just want to view my data, keep that option on. If you want to interact with your data and start to select it in the rows below, turn that option off. And again, still have the ability to export via GeoJSON, KML, or CSV file. So just allowing some more interactivity as you guys have given us feedback of how you're using the portal. Sometimes you're wanting to view data, sometimes you're wanting to prep it for export, and sometimes you have a combination. So this allows the best of all those worlds. We also added another feature to select all flags. So those of you who've been adding lots of flags, which we love seeing, you're like, hey, I don't want to filter as much. When I want to export, I want it all. Give me all of it. So we added an option when you go to the drop flags, just a little box in that corner right below that view flag on click that allows you to select all of your flags. Now this is going to select all that are currently in view. So if you want to select more than the first 5, make sure you're showing all 5. You can still use those filters, people. You can still say, give me all my blue flags, and you'll still see that select all option on. So whatever query that you run to say, these are the flags I want to see, that select all option will be there to quickly allow you to select all for those ones that are displaying. So just a little button, but hopefully makes a big impact and helps you not have to manually click those as well. And last but not least, staying in this dropped flags menu is the ability to display the last modified date and user. Bobby showed it in the app. We're going to show it here in the portal. So we're trying to make sure anytime we add availability for things in the app that we make it in the portal too. So you'll see here, you now have the ability to sort, filter, and export. That's right, export not only who created the flag, but who last modified and the date of that. So all of these fields just showing you in the CSV format, but this data is available again in the XML and GeoJSON. The who updated and and the date, that it was last updated on. All of these columns that you see are sortable. So much like we showed in the event log before, anytime you're seeing columns in the portal, we try to make it so you can toggle, sort, customize that view as you need. But again, just kind of carrying over from the app, now that we are displaying the last modified user and date, you can export and run reports on that as well. So just kind of tying those things together in our portal. All right. So next up, we're going to ask you a question. So you've been asking us questions. We want to ask you a question. And we want this response in the chat, please. But how painful is it to connect project activity to pay line items right now? Is it, use your emojis, people. Is it terrible? Grr face, red. Do we have a kind of painful? Thumbs down. You're indifferent. Maybe you don't deal with it in your line, in your particular role. Give me a shruggy. Hey, it's not painful, Aubrey. I don't know what you're talking about. I got a thumbs up. Or maybe I want to see those hearts. Like you're having no issues at all connecting your project activity to pay line items. Can you give us some feedback on how that experience is for you? And let us know in the chat. I'm just curious how that's going for you. All right, Bobby,
Awesome.
What's coming up new? Oh, Cammie, do we have something?
Cammie?
I was just going to say, keep letting us know in the chat, and we'll circle back to those responses at the end.
Thank you, Cammie.
Cool.
Bobby, tell us what's coming new.
Let's do it. So I know we kind of just went over a lot of updates. Hopefully you guys aren't overwhelmed yet because there's a lot more coming. So we, like Aubrey said earlier, we want to prove that we're not resting on our laurels and continuing to update the app and the experience with OnStation overall. So there's even more coming. I can't tell you all the details yet. I can't tell you exactly when it drops, but I at least want to let you know these things are coming and to be on the lookout for them. So as far as the first one, status of flag, being able to see the status of any given flag and its progress throughout the duration of a project is something you guys have requested, and we're excited to let you know that it's in the works and it's coming your way. And then project level reporting. We know getting paid is important to all of us, especially you guys, and you all want and need that turnaround process to be as quick as possible. So being able to report all of your work being done in an efficient manner is important to you. So we made it a priority on our end. So we know that that's something that you guys will appreciate. And then moving on to new dashboards, seeing a quick overview of all the work that's being done will be essentially a game changer. I might be overselling that, but I think it'll definitely make a huge difference for you guys and add a ton of value, whether it's for reporting or just to make sure that the project is progressing on time and on budget. This is a feature that's going to take some stress out of your day-to-day. And then lastly, but probably to be honest, the most important, we have to admit that the work you all do is a dangerous profession sometimes. So and external factors and environments can both add to the stress of keeping your entire team safe. So we're working on some new features that will assist in keeping you out of harm's way and just ease the tension overall of being on busy job sites in general. So stay on the lookout for all these updates and these topics. And I'm sorry, I can't give you any more details right now, but just stay tuned. And now we're nearing the end of the webinar. We have one more thing we want to share with you guys that'll be extremely helpful for you and your teams moving forward. And spoiler alert, it's coming very soon. But first, I want to say a special thank you to our green team and our beta testers who did the process of testing out all these features that we are releasing to you, and giving us feedback so we can make them the best that they could possibly be. And if you are someone who wants to join that program, definitely let us know. We can get you set up in it right away. You can test these features before they come out and are released to the public. But that's definitely something we appreciate. So if you're interested in joining that team, go ahead and let us know. We'll get you set up. Outside of that, we've got a video to show off these new features coming soon. Cammy, you can go ahead and show that out.
Yes. Thank you, Bobby. I also wanted to say that our new feature you're about to see will help with current users, but also with interns that can start with our internship program. And just a reminder that all interns can get OnStation for free for this summer. So I'll send that application here now, but make sure you send that in. But here's a sneak peek at our new feature.
Who's excited? I'm excited. Who's jamming out? Just me? Okay, it's okay. Excited, but no, in-app training. Yes, very excited. And just to back up and expand upon what Bobby said, we couldn't have done it without you, Green Team ambassadors and beta testers. Thank you so much for your feedback, the good, the bad, the indifferent. All of it helped us understand what's helpful to you. That being said, we want to hear continuous feedback as we release this. Just because you're not a beta tester or ambassador doesn't mean we don't want to hear your feedback. We absolutely do. So please let us know about anything we talked about, any questions that you have. Now's your moment.
And
Cammy, do you have
just building on what you said, all those things are definitely, whether it's Savage or not, we want you to be 100% honest with your experience with our platform. Everything is constructive, and it's just going to make us better in the long run. So be 100% honest in all the feedback you give us. Praise too, we'll take that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of praise in the comments right now for that training video. So
very cool. Very cool. Yes. Thank you, our marketing team, for that awesome training video. Woo-woo. So yes, we have a question elaborating on the use cases for the measuring tool and when we would use it. Absolutely. Let's elaborate on that. So if you're in the app, or even if you're not, just going to give you, there's a little, it looks like a ruler on the bottom right-hand side about 4 o'clock. If you click on that, that's our measuring tool, and it will unveil 4 different ways to take measurements. And those measurements can be taken either from a point-to-point location, or you can start to take an area, and you'll see the measurement appear above on the top portion of the screen in feet, miles, yard, and acreage. So this can be used in many different ways on the field to take measurements between 2 points, to take it on an area and quickly snap and take that measurement in whatever format that you want, and also copy it to your clipboard and send it out. If you want to take a picture of that, you can do that as well. But again, there's a lot of different use cases that you can use the measuring tool for, and we give you 4 different ways to take a measurement and 4 different metrics to see that measurement in.
Awesome. Just let us know if that answered your question, or if you have any follow-up there. Any other questions that you may have, just let us know in the chat. All right. I'll give it one more
shout out
minute.
to all the people that I have seen in the chat, whether it's Jessica, Lisa, Mitchell, I think I saw John, Doris, everybody, all the faces. We appreciate you being interactive.
Yeah. And again, thank you, Cammy, and thank you, Jess, for all your help.
Of course. All right, I think we can move on just to the closing remarks. I'm going to be sending a survey here in the chat in 1 second. And if you fill out that survey, it's just a way of getting your feedback, hearing how we did, how we can improve. We want this to be tailored to what you want as a user and helpful to you. So be very honest with that feedback. Let us know what we did good and what we can work on. But if you fill out the survey here, you could also have a chance to win some free swag. So make sure you fill that out. We got good OnStation swag. And I'll be reaching out to you via email if you fill out that survey. Yeah, Bobby's got a notebook too. It looks pretty good. But thank you everybody for joining. Thank you, Aubrey and Bobby, for just being awesome and being there to support all of our users at all points. If you need anything or if you want to connect with our team even more, you can contact us through this link that I'm about to send here too.
Awesome.
I think.
Thank you, our dev and engineering teams who make us look good on these presentations with all the cool stuff you give us.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Thank you, everybody. Internal, external team, everybody who's involved with OnStation. Appreciate you guys.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Stay safe out there. Thanks, everyone.
Have a great